Hi, guys. This is Tracy with Inside Pool Magazine. They call me the Diva. As everyone's getting settled back into a normal routine, like Nick DeLeon, he just got back from Super Billiards Expo, and Chris Ronhold and Jason and Shane McMahon are settling back into a normalcy. The rest of the world is talking Moscone Cup rankings. Uh, who's heading up there for the U.S.? And of course, Shane Van Boning is at the top of the list. But I also have two youngsters out of my own hometown of Huntsville, Alabama, and I couldn't be more proud of these kids. And I know what you guys are thinking. Tracy, are these future champions? Maybe. Up next, and our promo video will be our two youngsters. Let me find the keys, guys. I'm struggling today. Our two youngsters, Jackson and Brantley Thomas. Here's their video.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hey.
Now, which one's Brantley and which one's Jackson? The fans will
I'm Jackson. I'm Brantley.
Okay. Now, Jackson, you're the one that I saw with that big spread of money in Meridian. Was that you?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll talk about that here towards the end, but we want to reel the fans in just a little bit because they're curious on how you did that, I'm sure. Okay, so let's get started. Brantley, how old are you?
8.
8? And how old are you, Jackson?
14.
How old were you, Jackson, when you first started playing pool?
I was 4 years old.
4? Wow, that's pretty young. What about you, Brantley?
6.
6. So just a little bit older than brother. Was it something that you just like to do? Do you remember getting up there playing pool, Jackson?
I'm pretty sure it was actually at a tire shop that my dad owned, and he would always play, and he would try to help me out, and that's how I got into it.
Oh, well, that's neat. The same thing for you. Is Big Brother helping you out, Brantley? Or have you got this?
He's been helping me.
He has. Well, good. What school do you guys go to?
Lim Fanning Elementary School.
Big shout out. And which one?
Meridianville Middle School.
Big shout out to Meridianville. All right, guys. Well, let's see. I had a couple of more questions for you guys. Let me find my list. Do you guys have a home pool room that you're currently playing out of?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you like to plug that infamous pool room out of Huntsville, Alabama?
We play at Chips and Salsa.
Big shout out to Chips and Salsa. Alfredo, we appreciate you allowing these kids to do what they love, man. Big kudos. Also, the Junior APA out of North Alabama. Big shout out to Cindy and Lee. We appreciate what you guys are doing for the kids. Who has been your biggest motivator and support system so far, Jackson?
My parents.
I know your mom and your dad have been a huge support system in Huntsville for getting these tournaments put together. So we appreciate it, Greg and Valerie, everything that you guys do. Not only you've raised 2 amazing little pool players, you guys also give back to the community. So huge shout out for the parents. What about you, Brantley? Who's your biggest motivator or your support system?
Jackson.
Big brother? Big Brother's kind of cool that way, aren't they? Jackson, you've been playing a little bit longer than your little brother has. What has been your biggest lesson that you've learned playing pool so far?
Probably learning out, like blocking out distractions. It's like you can put it into anything. Just make sure you're focused.
Right. It's really difficult, especially you're playing amongst grown men most of the time. Am I correct on that assumption?
Yes, ma'am.
Watching you play in Meridian back when I first saw you, I mean, I knew your mom and dad had kids, don't get me wrong. But I didn't realize you guys played as well as you did. Everybody had been telling me, you need to look at this kid. He's amazing. So you were playing really well then, so I can only imagine how well you're playing now. What is your skill level right now, Jackson?
I'm a 6 and 8 ball and an 8 and 9 ball.
Have you got a Fargo rating right now?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you'll probably get one. What about you, Brantley? Do you play APA at all, honey?
I
Mm,
don't really know.
you don't really know. Okay, that's a good answer. If you don't really know, possibility is no, not really. What has been your biggest accomplishment, Jackson, in pool itself?
The Meridian, Mississippi tournament.
That was a big haul. We were all proud of you here in North Alabama, that's for sure.
Oh, and I got second place in the junior derby.
My goodness. See, you kept that one from me. I'm glad Mom's standing there. Mom's going to be a little camera shy, guys, but she's there. Blank. I can't even talk today. Brantley, have you played in any of these tournaments with your brother?
Trips and salsa, yeah.
You did? Did you guys play one of those Scotch doubles tournaments, or did you play a singles tournament?
Single.
How did you do?
Medium, kind of.
You did medium kind of. Well, you got up there. I'm pretty sure your mom and dad were proud of you. Jackson, how do you think he did?
Pretty good.
I'm pretty sure you're telling me the truth. Who is your favorite professional player, Brantley?
Skylar Wilbert.
Skylar. Skylar's a nice guy. Have you gotten to meet Skylar yet? I think we've got a picture of you guys in your reel. Jackson, who is your favorite player? Do you have a few that you enjoy, or is it just Sky?
Mostly Skylar Wilbert.
He's a very nice young man. I've gotten to sit down and talk with him a little bit. He's very, very knowledgeable, and he's very kind. He's a good role model for you guys, for sure. What is one tournament that you would like to attend, Jackson?
The Moscone Cup.
The Moscone Cup.
Big one for me.
All right. That big dreams, but I'm pretty sure you're going to try to get there. What about you, Brantley? What's one tournament that you want to play in?
The Moscone Cup.
So both of you guys are going to take that whole thing down, right? We would love to see it, that's for sure. Jackson, after high school, do you intend on furthering your education, or are you planning on pursuing pool as a profession?
I'm gonna try to go to college for architectural engineering.
Nice. I look forward to seeing a building of yours. I look forward to it. What about you, Brantley? What do you want to be when you grow up?
A basketball player.
Awesome. They make a lot of money. Well, hopefully you play basketball a lot better than I do, buddy.
I used to play.
Did you? Well, I'm pretty sure you guys do a little bit of everything, don't you? What other hobbies do you guys have?
We both like playing basketball. That's pretty much
No,
most of the
football.
stuff that we do. Yeah, basketball, football.
You guys out there riding ATVs or anything like that?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
What about fishing?
Yeah.
Yes.
What about hunting?
No, no.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, and a definite no from the little one. I don't blame you, sir. Do you feel like your grades have suffered after you come back from any of these tournaments, Jackson?
No, ma'am.
You don't think so? Am I getting an amen from Mom in the back?
Yes.
Good to hear. We got to keep those grades up because, you know, you never know what's going to happen in life, and you have to have a good education, something to fall back on. And then maybe you can teach some of us pool players a thing or two, not just on the table, but up here too. Do you have a practice regime that you do before any of these tournaments that you go to, Jackson? Or do you just get up there and throw the pool balls on the table and see how many you can run?
I usually just shoot around and work on angles before playing.
Okay. Do you have little brother doing anything specific?
Same thing.
Same thing.
I do one drill every day.
Do you? Do you think it helps your game, Brantley?
Yes.
All right. When you're in a room like that, filled with a bunch of adults, Jackson, does it get to you mentally when you're playing in some of these? Do they get to you with the comments?
No, ma'am.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Because trust me, they're probably not saying anything to you that they don't feel afraid of. Have you had a hard time finding places to play?
Yes. Chips and Salsa is the only place that'll let us come in and play.
What about travel wise? I know I have to travel pretty far to find any kids in any of these places. Usually I have to travel to Tupelo, or I haven't traveled towards Georgia yet to see if they have any, junior leagues at all, but it's very sparse down here in the South. How do you feel about us, those things being an issue for you? I mean, do you feel like maybe we need to get into a new era and offer a pool regime in school, maybe?
Yes, ma'am. That would be amazing.
Something where you guys can have, scholarships for, and, just like chess and things like that. That was my thought process. Hopefully these videos will help some of these schools realize, that you kids are actually really good for the sport. It needs to be taught, especially, in schools when you guys have extracurriculars. Helps with focus, I think. How many hours do you think you spend a week on practice?
Somewhere around 8 to 10 hours, depending on what our schedule is.
Right. I'm pretty sure Mom and Dad's pretty busy. If you could fast forward 10 years, where do you see yourself and your accomplishments from now until then?
I think only time can tell.
That's actually an honest answer. Thank you. What advice would you give newcomers to the game, Jackson? Like if you had a little group of your little brothers, say there was like 10 of them, what would you tell these kids? How to get started and what to expect? Do you have any advice for these little ones that are coming in right behind you?
Yes, ma'am. Just try to have fun and don't make it work.
Right. It should never be work. It's supposed to be fun. And here's the big question. If you could speak with someone with unlimited money and they could give you the best junior tournament there is, what kind of setup would you like to see for the junior players?
Not really sure. Just trying to maybe doubles tournaments or something. Trying to help people work together and learn how to.
So
Like
we need more of a union in these tournaments, you think,
yes,
where
ma'am.
we're helping each other. That's big goals. Big goals. Hopefully one day we'll get there, I'm sure. Okay, so with that being said, I have a couple of people that are online that wants to say hi to you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hello from Indiana. Good to see the kids playing the game. Thank you, Morris, so much for joining us tonight. Okay, I'm not quite sure what this means, but is there a Mina sod in the making? I'm assuming that's a kid. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to do my homework on that one, Morris. I have to do my homework.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, these two are out of my area in Huntsville, Alabama, and they were plugging a place called Chips and Salsa, and they're off of Bailey Cove in South Huntsville. We also have other things to do if you're not an avid pool player. We have the Space and Rocket Center here, and we also have some wonderful museums. And these two kids are usually seen in a pool room. So if you ever run into one of these kids, don't let those faces fool you. Actually, I want Jackson to tell me how it felt for him to snap off, or, for you to place as high as you did in Meridian. I mean, that was a chunk of change you took on.
It was.
Do you remember that last game?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you walk us through that last game step by step?
Yes, ma'am. It's like stressful. It's like just trying to focus as hard as I can and make sure that I play as good as I know I can. Just come through with it.
So right before that last ball dropped, I know your dad was back there. He just knew it. I can see his face right now.
Yes,
Right before you pulled the trigger on that last ball, did you realize what you had accomplished in Meridian, Mississippi at your age?
yes, ma'am. There's a lot to take in. I was really excited with the outcome.
You played very well. You did Huntsville very proud. So thank you so much for being the ambassador down there in Meridian, Mississippi. When the grown-ups wouldn't go, you went. Oh, Morris is talking about Minnesota Fats. I am so sorry. I should feel ashamed of myself. Let's see. Do we have any other questions from the fans out there? I do have that video I can run again for you guys. These kids are awesome. There was some live video of Jackson not long ago, and I'm not quite sure if we got him on our actual feed, because I think every table you were at, we were not on that table. I was like, this kid plays amazing. And I do believe that you won that tournament. I think it was 2 tournaments after we were there. It was wintertime, wasn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
I was thinking so. I think it was maybe 2 tournaments after that. I couldn't remember which one it was. Do you guys have big plans for the summer, or are you planning on playing pool all summer?
Traveling.
Traveling? Well, there's a lot of kids tournaments going on. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we can get some more kids tournaments going on during the summer. I think you guys, it's a lot for you guys to be in school trying to hit these tournaments, and then mom and dad's trying to get you up on Monday to go to school, and you just don't want to move. It's tough on us. You think it's tough on you. We feel bad because we drug you there and drug you back. But hopefully we'll have a few more of those coming out soon. I had a request from one of the kids that I had interviewed, Chase Denninger, but he had requested that all of the kids that get to be on the podcast should have one big tournament. So we'll see what we can do about finding a local place in the middle between all of you guys, where it's kid friendly. You got little cousins or whatever that wants to come and watch you play. You can have them there. This is what we're striving for, and hopefully we can do that. I know I have a fantastic place up in South Haven Rec Center. This is perfect for that. And also Kenny's Bar and Grill out of Barnhart, Missouri. He's offered to do that numerous times. He holds a lot of tournaments up there, and I'm pretty sure he would be more than happy to do so. And also Pelham, Alabama had a gentleman offer to let you guys come down there. So we'll see what we can do about maybe hosting one like that for all of you guys that got to be on the podcast. Okay, I have a question for you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Jackson, 8-ball or 9-ball? Which one do you like best?
9-ball.
9-ball. What about you, Brantley?
8-ball.
8-ball. I like 8-ball too. I mean, 9-ball is a little faster for me, but I like 8-ball too. It's that whole struggle, and then it seems like you got more balls. So, anybody else have any questions? Brantley, what do you play any of the other games besides 8-ball and 9-ball?
Mm-hmm.
You do? What other games do you play?
I play doubles.
10-ball.
And
Wow, that's big.
And 1 pocket.
Brantley, you can play 1 pocket? Your daddy's got you playing 1 pocket? Wow. Oh, my goodness. Jackson, the same with you? Play a little bit of everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Which one is your favorite? Have you gotten deep into 1 pocket yet, or have you just dabbled a little bit in it?
I just mess around with it, play a little
Mess
bit.
around with it. It seems you'd have to have a lot of patience to play that game, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be able to have that much patience. I've watched it a lot, but I've never, that was never my thing. Have you tried banks at all?
Yes, ma'am. That's my favorite.
Okay. So a young Billy Thorpe. Not bad. Okay, Jeff Fox says, what is Jackson's high run? Have you counted how many balls you can run, Jackson?
Not really.
Not really. How many racks do you think you've run?
In a row?
Yes.
I think that the most I've ever ran in a row is probably like 4 or 5, somewhere around there.
So when you're on fire, you can kick it in there. Are you more of a rhythm player, or do you feel like you're more of a rhythm player, or can you stop, go on ice, and then re-engage easily?
I think I just play the same either way.
When it's getting late at some of these tournaments, do you feel like you're struggling more mentally when you're playing, when it's getting up into the early hours?
It's definitely a little bit more stressful. I just try not to let it get to me.
Right. What about physically? Do you feel that weight when it's getting like I said, because you guys have been sitting up there waiting to play from, you've been there since 10 o'clock in the morning and it's going all night, or it's going until that cutoff, especially in Meridian. Do you feel that sluggishness that next day to get up there after just a few hours of sleep to keep going? Do you feel that?
I just really treat it all the same and try to just stay in the same groove. Just remember what I done.
So you're powering through it. Okay. All right. I have another comment from Morris. It says his grandson's name is Brantley Lee, too. It's baseball in his name. Okay. This game. Thank you so much, Morris. All right, Jeff Fox. 4 or 5 is impressive, especially at his age. Yes, sir. Mr. Jackson, he really did a number in Meridian, Mississippi. And if you're not familiar with Big Time Billiards, they have one of the highest prize funds in the South for a high-low tournament. It is insane. And this kid walks in there and he snaps it off, yanks it right out from underneath some grown-ups, and it was quite nice to see. Okay. Well, we're curious to know, Jackson, what's in your case?
Your pool case, son.
What kind of cue do you play with, Jackson?
I'm sponsored by Jacoby. That's where I
Okay.
get mine. cues. So
All right. So he's got a Jacoby cue, guys. A Jacoby cue. That's pretty cool. Do you prefer do you wear a glove when you shoot, or do you prefer not to have a glove? Do you have a carbon fiber shaft on that Jacoby, or are you playing on a wood shaft?
I was playing with a carbon fiber shaft, but I realized that I actually play better with a wooden shaft.
Okay, interesting.
And I do play with a glove.
And you do. Okay. Do you prefer a particular brand of chalk, or does it not matter to you?
It doesn't really matter to me.
Okay, it's not bothering your performance at all. Anyone else? Because we don't want to keep these kids all night, and we appreciate Brantley being as still as he has. I give you kudos, young man. You've been very good on the show. I expect you to be hopping around everywhere. Do you guys have any major tournaments coming up anytime soon? Is Chips and Salsa holding any tournaments for you guys?
Not sure. I think we're gonna be playing in some of the BAF qualifiers.
Okay, that's cool.
In Bristol.
There's that. Yes, your mom sent her that information for Bristol, so you'll probably end up there. And most of the kids that have been on the podcast are going to Bristol, so you guys can get to interact a little bit. That'll be cool.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. No one else. So Brantley, do
Yeah.
you have a particular shot that you're really good at?
Jumping.
Really? He's a jumper? Brantley, you didn't tell us you were a skill artist over there. You jumping balls trying to put Florian out of a job?
I jump better than him.
Oh.
Who taught him how to do that, Jackson? Daddy?
Myself.
Taught himself.
Are you serious? He just got up there and just decided to teach himself how to jump
Yes,
ball.
ma'am. One day we were just down there playing, and I was playing with him. He jumped a ball. I mean, that shocked me. I don't know what happened.
Jackson, do you have a favorite shot?
Any bank shot, particularly.
Any bank shot. So, how many rails can you bank?
Pretty sure I made a 4-rail bank playing Venom. Pretty sure that's what it was.
That's cool. When he was in town?
Yes, ma'am.
That's really cool. All right. Well, we're not going to keep the kids any longer. I'm pretty sure that Mom has some things that she needs them to do. Us Southerners make sure our kids have chores. So I'm pretty
Keep
sure.
us.
Huh?
Keep us.
Well, we appreciate it, guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the tour. Now, Brantley and Jackson have decided to take their podcast and move it to next month. So they will be qualified for the Pure Breed Hustling Billiard Gear contest. So good luck. Make sure you're sharing your stream, and we appreciate you both being on the stream tonight, okay? Thank you, Brantley.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Jackson. We'll talk to you guys later. Greg and Valerie, good job on these kids. They're amazing.
Thank you.
Have a great night, guys.
And you too.
These two kids are amazing. Their parents are fantastic people. We as a pool community have to encourage these kids to continue to go after their dreams no matter what they are. So that's the reason why I'm having these kids come on the podcast. And we appreciate you guys tuning in every night for these kids' live streams. It means everything to them. So on behalf of Inside Pool Magazine and Nick DeLeon, while he's taking just a wee break, I almost forgot. On May the 4th, we will announce the winner of the PMP clothing giveaway. Make sure you guys are going to each one of these kids' podcasts and view it. That's how they're going to win. The kid with the most views will win something special from Mary Tam and her wonderful husband's clothing line, PMP Clothing. So you guys make sure you get those votes in. Well, this is the Diva, and she's signing off for the night. We'll see you guys with the next kid coming up soon. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great evening. Bye.